Don't you open up that window. Don't you let out that antidote.
Hey guys, how's it going? This is Brent here. We're going to be talking about the Lakers free agency. Alright? We have several priorities here, and we're going to start off with the most important priority, which would be to secure a top center. Now, obviously, you've guys seen a ton of centers out in the league right now during the free agency, and yet there's only a few that should be mainly focused on right now. One of which is the main center of attention, Hassan Whiteside. Now, he is putting up his career high 14 points and nearly 12 rebounds and led the league last year in blocks per game. Now, as a diehard Laker fan, we haven't had a true center since technically Dwight Howard, but Shaquille O'Neal. All right, so we need to get back to that game where it was our most successful era and keep going from there. Now, next on the board would be Al Horford. All right, he is putting up around 15 points a game. But he has significantly improved his outside shot, shooting 34% from three. That stretches the floor. Now, on the flip side, he is only getting about 7 rebounds a game, and that is kind of a thing that we would be scared of because we need a dominant big down there rebounding everything. Julius Randle can't do it all, guys. So this would be obviously our second priority. All right. The good thing about him is not on there, but he does pass the ball. Hassan Whiteside does not pass the ball, but yet again, he's that dominant big, so we kind of need that. All right, priority number 2, get another star. Now, star as in not a Kevin Durant, but another max contract sort of player that could be getting higher money that we kind of need. First, I have Nicholas Batum. Now, this guy has had a run-off year compared to his last few years in Portland, where he now is averaging 15 points, 6 rebounds, and about 6 assists on Charlotte. Now, if we get our center, that is awesome. And Brandon Ingram might need some help, some veteran help. Nicholas Batum could put that there, and that's why we should go after him. Next on the list would be Kent Bazemore, another small forward that could really help. Now, he played for the Lakers for about 23 games after the trade deadline in 2013. This guy was amazing. He had the best time of his whole career in just 23 games on the Lakers, putting up a good amount of points, about 13. Now, last year in Atlanta, he put up about 12 and 5 rebounds, and he did shoot really good from the field. For a small forward that's taking a lot of threes and a lot of drives, he shot 44%. Now, we've already had this player on the Lakers, so there is some struggle that he might not come back. So we better just go out and secure him, offer him a big money contract and worthwhile meaning. Third on the list, and most important with the most options here, guys, get more guards, all right? Number 1 priority guard, Rajon Rondo, all right? He is coming off one of his best seasons in a long time, guys. He is putting up around 12 points and around 12 assists, along with the 6 rebounds. So he's almost near a triple-double average. Only Oscar Robinson has done that, guys. We have got to get this. Maybe, put D'Angelo on the bench. Things can go different, all right? Because Luke Walton's got a different system. So that's always the best option. It's a rare option because he is working out in Sacramento right now. Things are going well. Another option, guys, would be Mario Chalmers. Somewhat of a backup. We do need that role. Marcelo Huertas, yes, he can pass, but that's all he can do. So we better be looking for a scorer, passer, and defender type of guy. And that type of guy would be Mario Chalmers. He has proven himself during tight situations, especially in the finals, Miami, 2012 and 13. And Last season on Memphis, he put up a good amount, 11 points per game. His passing's a bit weak, but that could be changed. Another veteran, Jordan Farmar, that we have had on the team before, so at least we know what he's doing, you know. He only played a few games for Memphis last year, but he really did good in the finals. Or, sorry, not the finals, the playoffs last year for Memphis. So, at least we know what we're getting, you know. Get him back. Another guy we already know what we're getting, Steve Blake. He barely played last year for Detroit because of that deep bench rotation with Spencer Dinwiddie and others. I think he should come back. Honestly, the trade we made for him was ridiculous. He was in his prime that he had been in so long, and I think we definitely should go after him. He wasn't having a good year, obviously, on Detroit because he wasn't putting up numbers, but that's okay. Now on to like a shooting guard, either off the bench or to, you know, aid Jordan Clarkson in some way. Courtney Lee, guys. He's been putting up 9.6 points per game, and he's a great defender. He's a 3-and-D guy, if you know what I mean. This guy is someone we want, and we can offer a good contract, hopefully, to get some minutes, all right? Lou Williams, we might have to let go, guys. He's a ball hog, and we might have to let him go. Just get that through your head. We might need someone that can pass the ball. Another guy, if we wanted to get a scorer, especially, you know, just can handle the ball like a Kobe type of player, let's go after Aaron Aflalo and maybe offer him a max contract. Maybe. This guy might not deserve it, but he was putting up 13 points in barely any minutes on New York. Now, he has had really good seasons, especially on Orlando. His first year, he was putting up 20-something a game. He also is a great percentage shooter, 44% last year, and he's taking perimeter shots, guys. He is consistent. Moving on to the number 4 thing to do during free agency, and this is key. We need to stay away from these type of people. Kevin Durant, number 1. Do not go after him. He has declined our offers, and we are just wasting time. If that is going to be the same thing we've done the last 2 years with Carmelo, LeBron, LaMarcus, and DeAndre, we are just going to be doing the same thing. We cannot do this. He does not want us anymore. Next, DeMar DeRozan. He has some interest in Lakers right now. We might want to pursue him, but if we do pursue him, we might lose out on the guys like Hassan Whiteside, etc. So we should not go after this guy. He is already almost about 90% sure he's staying with Toronto after the team's success. They look like they're a playoff contending, maybe championship contending team, so that's where he kind of wants to stay. Now, obviously, everyone hates Dwight Howard if you're a Lakers fan at this point. So, no really talks there. Let's just move on because we don't like him anymore. A surpriser here, Bismack Biyombo. He's offering a max contract deal these days now after his great playoff performance. But, guys, we need Hassan or Horford. We cannot go after Biyombo as our starting big who's only 6'9". He is strong, but we have got to get a guy that can't just only dunk. All right, we must move on. Now going on to a few other guys that the Lakers have had serious interest in over the past few months. Harrison Barnes starting off with that. Now Luke Walton has had some personal references with Harrison Barnes, and he kind of fits the system. Unfortunately, he is so inconsistent in the clutch times that we should not even try to pursue him at any point. And unfortunately, Mitch Kupchak, our GM, is claiming he might offer max to him, and that might screw us over for the future. Lastly, on guys to not get, Festus Ezeli, who had a horrible performance in the playoffs and finals. He was doing good for a few games earlier in the season, which proved his worthwhile. But then once those playoffs hit, which is clutch time, which the Lakers need, he did not perform. So if we get him at some point, we should offer him the minimum low of $4 million or less. Now, lastly, the number 5 thing is re-sign these 2 players from our team. JC, Jordan Clarkson, we have got to re-sign this shooting guard as our starter. He is becoming nearly like a Westbrook, all right? He pushes the floor. He's averaging 1 steal a game, 16 points, 4 rebounds. He is increasing his minutes in game every season. There is no need to offer less money and let him go, all right? Offer him what he wants and keep him. And lastly, Tariq Black, all right? This is a game changer guy. He is only averaging about 13 minutes a game, 4 rebounds and 3 points, but he barely gets any time to prove himself, all right? Byron Scott did not let him play, didn't like his system. He's only 6'9" as a center, but he is very powerful. He should be getting minutes, and by the way that we're trying to find a starting center, he could find himself as our backup center depending on who we grasp in free agency.